Hey, my friends, welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live. My name is Mike Avery. So glad to have you along with us. Our weekly Wednesday night adventure into the outdoors here in the great state of Michigan. Hey, Ross, how you doing, buddy? Kevin? Craig, my man, my cigar buddy. Ken. Brandon, how are you? All righty. Hey, Johnny Bowler. Marvin is gone. Let's see, Marvin, how do I get rid of you right now? Marvin, come on. And I'll try to get rid of Marvin later. Josh, Billy, David, Sean, counting down the days. John Callison, Kevin. We got a good crew here tonight on Wednesday Night Live. Hello, Mark. Nice to have you along with us. My name is Mike Avery, and this is another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Robert, good to have you along with us. Lee, always a pleasure. We have 3/4 of the bait being hit in 3 days. Good job, Johnny. Okay, how is the audio tonight? This is the mic coming through, right? No scratching down here. This is the mic. Hey, Tony, how are you? Tony, I miss my skinny water. I think I need to get back out there. It'll be after I get back from Ontario. Thank you for your good wishes, your well wishes. Bob says the audio is good tonight. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Craig. Ed says it sounds good. All right, so we're good to go. Eric, good evening. How are you? Thank you, Billy. Appreciate it. That one night the audio was screwed up, drove me bonkers. Right now, this is just crystal light. Tonight after the show, hey, Jim, I'm going to do a little something different. Dennis, thank you for joining us. Tonight after the show, I'm going to post a picture of what I'm doing after Wednesday Night Live. And then I'm going to ask you to post a picture, what you're doing after Wednesday Night Live. Maybe it'll become a regular segment. Yeah, that dart and crossbow is dialed in. There's no doubt about it. And John, looks like you got the bass dialed in too, buddy. I'm headed up this weekend, Tim. Hey, Corey, I'm doing well. How are you? Ed just put his Wraith back in the bag. Do I know why duck season is a week later this year? I do not. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. Lonnie, I'm just not much of a waterfall. I thought the waterfall seasons were set by the feds. Or maybe they need to get approval by the feds, but they're set by the state. Was it a struggle? I don't know. It appears to me you've been doing pretty good. Mark. Okay. Okay. That one got you gone. Mark Kirkwood. I know it's nice. There's no humidity. It's warm, but there's not muggy. I just don't, this is my Wednesday Night Live. This is my Facebook page. It's my LinkedIn channel. It's my YouTube channel. It's my Twitter feed. What goes on here is a reflection of me. And though I might always say the smartest things or the most tasteful things, I won't say anything rude or crude. And if you do on my Wednesday Night Live, you're gone. It's deleted and you're banned. And there's no second chances. There's no, geez, I'm sorry. So just don't do it in the first place. Mike got his food plots all in. Adam checking in from Lake City. Yeah, that Darton's a good bow. Hey, Cap, how are you? Jim got his captain's license. He should be proud of that. That's a big deal. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate that. Johnny, you know me. You can say what you want in your personal life. You can say what you want to your buddies. You can say what you want to me when we're not in a public forum. Don't put it on my social media outlets because you's gone. Okay, so what else is going on? I told my buddy Tony that I'm going through a little bit of a withdrawal. For the first time all summer, I haven't fished in a week. And I'm feeling it. I really am. I ended the season on a high note. A couple of really good trips, including the last one was a limit. Well, Paul, you can on yours, but even you, buddy, you say something on mine and you're gone. I wouldn't want to do that because I know you wouldn't put me in that position. I'm going to try, Craig. That's not that weird, John. The mandatory online registration is not that weird. Other states have been doing it for years and years and years. Michigan's late to the party on that one. I am shooting lighted knocks. In fact, I just ordered some. Corey, it's funny you should ask. Corey says, do you have the Brenton 350 sighted in? You mean, boom. You mean this Brenton 350? This one right here? This one right here? Are you going to be doing, what are you doing, Scott? You doing the photo shoot? I'll be out of town. I'll be up in Ontario. Scott, are you doing the photo shoot for the magazine? Yep, this one right here. This Brenton 350 Legend right here. And no, it's not sighted in yet. But it will be. See, Scott, you win the first Angler Quest tourney and you become an Angler Quest celebrity. It is sweet. How heavy of an arrow am I shooting? I don't know, Cap. I'm shooting whatever Darton sends out with those bows. Mike says he dropped down to a 350 to a 450, a lot less kick. All right, Johnny, you know where to find me. Thank you, Michigan Outdoors Report. Bear season around the corner, Pat from Ontario. It sure is. We'll be up there, Pat, a couple of days, a few days. I'm surprised that nobody's asked me what day it is. Is that getting old? Corey's got a nice range of his house south of Midland, 50, 100, 152 yards, 200 yards. Really, Corey? Are you related to Paul at all, by the way, Corey? I'm not going up to see Johnny, Paul, until the third week in September. My season starts the 25th. Thank you, Cap. Mike, what day is it? It's hump day. My neighbors think I'm an absolute idiot because I got my windows open. No, but you can shoot, hey? Block anybody that asks what day it is. Brandon says the 350 and AR platform doesn't kick like the rifle version. That's good to know, Brandon. I haven't shot this yet. I have not shot this yet, which is kind of a crime. But the reason I haven't shot it yet is all summer long I've been working on fishing. I've been concentrating on fishing. Fishing is, my summertime season's pretty much done. By the way, this has got a 1.5 to 5 loophole scope on it. My summertime fishing season's pretty much over. Now I'm going to Ontario on a bear hunt. When I get back, I'm going to spend some quality time with this guy right here. They're loud though, huh? This, I'm going to put a suppressor on this. It's ready to go for a suppressor, but I don't have it yet. So I won't have it. Thank you, Corey. Gas operated. I won't have my suppressor in time for hunting season. Hey, Uncle Johnny. Peyton and Ryland's house. Are they with you? Look what I got here, Uncle Johnny. My 350 Legend from Brent, USA. Ron says all of his guns have loopholes on them. This is the first one I've ever had. Is that the 342 will you played scope? I don't know what that means. Is that the 342 will you played scope? Leupold? I bet you meant Leupold. CDSCL? I don't think that means anything. I don't know. I honestly can't tell you which one this is. They slapped this on at the last minute. It is Maker's Mark Wednesday. I am too, Johnny. I really am. But, if I can find some perch. Oh, the twins are there. Peyton, Rai, Pepe, Rai, Patey, and Rai. How are you, kids? If I can find some perch later, Johnny, we can get out perch fishing. That would be fun. Okay, so anyway, I have not been fishing in the last week, and I won't be now for several weeks. Part of my time has been taken up lately. Bruce, you're late to the party. That question has already been definitively answered. Plus a cigar, you got that. Got back from Wawa. I'll be driving through Wawa this weekend. Really? Corey got a new Ruger 450 Bushmaster. Have to sight it in with Leupold scope. Cerakoted. I'll leave this weekend, Brian. Yeah, Corey, I should come out to your place and sight this thing in. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, tonight we're going to start something new. And I don't know if this will be a regular feature or a one-time thing, and I need to come up with a name, okay? All you clever people out there, Tim Binns, where are you? I need to come up with a name for this little mini segment. It's like after WNL or WNL Part 2 or WNL Revisited or something. But when I get done here, I'm going to do something that I do every Wednesday night, and I'm going to post it on my Facebook page and probably Instagram as well. And I would ask you to do the same. You respond to my post and tell me and show me what it is you're doing. Jim says terrible perch fishing in South Haven this year. I actually heard just the opposite, Jim. I heard from Dave Engel of Best Chance 2 Charters. He said the perch fishing was pretty good. WNL after party. That's along the line what I'm thinking. WNL backyard report. After party. Yeah, along that line, but help me come up with something more catchy, sexier. Brian, I don't know if I'm going to bring home a bear or not. WL 2.0. Billy. So far, that's it. Tony likes Afterglow. I'm liking WNL 2.0. I'm liking that one so far, Billy. Thank you. Going back to Brian. And I agree, all bears are trophies. Brian says, got a feeling you'll be bringing home a trophy. Possibly. But here's what I'm thinking. We got some good possibilities here. Wednesday after live. That's not a bad one, John. Okay, so far I like WNL 2.0 and Wednesday after live. Wednesday after live. Oh, I like that one too. Wednesday after live. Huh. Okay. Jeremy says him and his wife shot the new 350 Legend Great Lakes this past weekend. It was awesome. She really liked it. Had the Leupold 350 scope match a little bit to get used to. How so, Jeremy? How you say it's a little bit to get used to? Hey, Brian, how you doing, buddy? Edgar, I like that one after the live. Wednesday after live. Instead of Wednesday night live, Wednesday after live. Or WNL 2.0. Those have got some good ones, my friends. Thank you. Anyway, going back to whether I'm going to shoot a bear or not. We eat about one bear. We eat and give away a bear a year here in the Avery household. I went up there last year with the intent of shooting a bear because I hadn't been bear hunting in 2 years because of COVID and I didn't have a Michigan bear tag. So I went up there to White River to shoot a bear. This year, Hump Day 2.0, this year, I have 2 bear tags, or I will, Ontario and Michigan. I've never shot a Michigan bear. So it is my goal this year to shoot a Michigan bear with Johnny Bowler with this gun right here. I want to shoot a Michigan bear with my Michigan-made Brenton 350 Legend. That's my goal. By the way, my grandson Carter is going to use this same gun. When I use it, I'll extend the stock to make it fit me better. When my grandson Carter uses it, we will shrink it down. That's why I got the adjustable stock instead of the fixed stock. The height adjustment dial has no hash marks. You just hear the click. Allen wrenches to get to it. Haven't gotten that far into it yet. I don't see that. I don't see that at all on this one. Now you can't. No, I don't think so. Thanks, Brent. Maybe it's a different scope, Jeremy. So anyway, I'm not necessarily going to Ontario this year to shoot a bear. I'm going up there to go bear hunting. I'm going up there to see my friends. I'm going up there to enjoy the beautiful surroundings. Hey, Mike, how are you? I'm going up there to get some video of bears, hopefully. I'm going up there to have some close encounters with some bears because I love bears. Don't know if I'll shoot a bear. If the right bear walks in front of me and I just can't pass it up, I will. And that would be a black-colored black bear of 350 pounds or more. That's a big bear. Or a color black bear. You notice I didn't say color phase. Yep, I'm going up there to feed the mosquitoes. Not. I have a thermocell. Scott, you win one tournament. You're getting really sassy here. I'm just kidding you. Scott Hand, by the way, who won the inaugural Angler Quest Owners Tournament. Even if he never wins another one, which he probably will, he can say he won the first one. Ryland where'd you go? Ryland hasn't missed a single word. A future hunter and fisherman. Excellent. Pat, I'm going to White River. No, Jeff, you didn't. The best part of the show is still to come. I don't know what it'll be, but it's still to come. Okay, where was I? The 350 Legend. I've been shooting my crossbow. You've seen video of that. Can I tell you who's on the show this week? And it was a weird week for me because I did some time shifting, which means in the last 5 working days, I recorded 3 Outdoor Magazine radio shows. And so it was a little bit challenging for this old brain to keep them all together. Like, okay, I'm recording this show for this weekend, so here are the topics. And I did some time shifting this morning. The show we recorded this morning was for 10 days out into the future. That was a challenge. 3 in 5 days. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. Let me tell you who's on the show this week, and then I'll get on to the consent decree negotiations. Outdoor writer and fishing guide Mike Natkowski, then Matt Taggett of Michigan-based Rec Broadheads joins me. In hour number 2, I'll get those lotto numbers for you, Ed. Well, I forgot to write them down. I saw them. When I was in the future, like Marty McFly, I went to the 7-Eleven to get the winning lottery numbers, and I forgot to write them down. I don't know about impressive, but crazy maybe, Jim. In hour number 2, Captain Dave Engel of Best Chance 2 Charters talks about finding kings on Lake Michigan this time of year. Nick Green from MUCC on 75 years of MUCC. This week's Ask Avery segment. Craig, are you still here? Craig Plowman. I'll come back to that in a minute. And in our third hour, more from MUCC with Amy Trotter and, of course, Wild Game Chef Extraordinaire Dave Miner. Any special reason for recording all those shows early? Yeah. Because, yes, I did, Billy. I did. Absolutely, I did. You bet. Yeah, because I have to record early to cover being gone next week for my bear hunt. Okay, Craig's still here. This week's Ask Avery segment. The question is posed to me by the other big guy, my buddy Craig Plowman, my cigar buddy Craig Plowman, who, by the way, set a new standard for fishing with Avery. He shows up on my boat, not just with a cigar, not just with a couple of cigars, not just with a handful of cigars. He shows up on my boat with a box of beautiful, high quality cigars that he said, "Here, Mike, thanks for taking us fishing." Now, I'm just saying that bar is now set pretty high. Anyway, that Craig Plowman sent in an email for the Ask Avery segment. He said, "Hey, did you know that you can get a copy of your hunter safety certificate from 40 years ago?" I said, "No, I didn't know that." What you do, and I'm not going to walk you through the process here because I cover it in depth on the show this week. If you go to the DNR, he is demand. If you go to the Plowman to demand, if you go to the DNR website and log in, go under licensing certificates, put in your birth date, you like in my case, and Craig, this is interesting. I know yours said it was from 1972. Mine also said it was from 1972. I think the old ones were just given that date arbitrarily because when I think back on it, my actual hunter safety class would have been before 72. It would have been more like 68 or 70. But anyway, pretty cool Ask Avery question, and thank you, Craig, for that. By the way, the Ask Avery question for the week of the 20th. What is a no-kill bear tag? Can you buy Cuban cigars in Canada? I don't know, Ed. I think so, but I've had very darned few good Cuban cigars. Very few. I'll take a Honduran or a Nicaraguan anytime. Better cigars. Let's talk about the consent decree negotiations. This is something that happens roughly every 20 years. It is a legal tap dance between the tribes, the state government, and the stakeholders. Stakeholders have been kind of left out of this whole thing, and more on that in a second. This is the negotiations that decides how much of our sport fishery the tribes can take and how much is left for the sport fishermen. So it's a big deal. Been going on for a couple of years with very little progress. So CPMR, Coalition to Protect. I'll find it for you. Hang with me here a second. CPMR. Coalition, let me go back. To protect, go back. Oh, crap. Coalition to Protect Michigan Resources. That's what it's called. The Coalition to Protect Michigan Resources. That is a group that is made up of MUCC, the Hammond Bay Anglers Association, the Michigan Charter Boat Association, and one more group, and I apologize, I can't think of who that is. They are frustrated, and they know what is going on behind closed doors. They can't talk about the details because of a gag order. But people who say, well, these groups don't know what's going on are not accurate because these groups do know what's going on. Hey, Mark, pleasure to have along with us. We'll see you in Ohio. Those groups do know what's going on, and they, even though they can't talk about it, and I'm not saying I get my information from anybody in these groups, but my sense is there is a frustration over a feeling that the DNR and the state of Michigan are selling out Michigan's sport fishermen and not representing us as they should. So the CPMR, I told you what it stands for earlier, filed a suit in federal court saying that they want to be considered as participants in the hearing, basically. There's more to it than that. And the judge said they can, or I think the judge agreed to hear it. At least it's a step in the right direction. I agree with you, Josh. So anyway, big news. The state appears to want to just roll over and let the tribes take advantage of the sport fishermen. MUCC, Charter Boat Association, Hammond Bay Anglers, and another group said that's enough. We want to be involved. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. And either Sioux or Sarnia. Way to go, Roy. Roy's got a bear tag for the first hunt in the Newberry area. Excellent, Roy. I will be up there third season. When did hunter safety start? I believe I started hunting 1961. I know this, Mike, that anybody born before 1960 was grandfathered in, if I remember right. However, well, post a picture of it, Kevin, because that's what I'm going to ask. Yeah. And the reason why somebody in their 50s might want a copy of their hunter safety certificate is if you go out of state. Another state is either going to want a copy of a previous hunting license, possibly, or a hunter safety certificate. Hola, Carlos. How are you? Nuevo and the Mighty Mo. Love the Muskegon River. Love the Muskegon River. Beautiful river. Spent quite a bit of time on the Muskegon River. Greg says he thinks it's March 31st, 1960. I would not argue with that, Greg, because I do not know. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. A little less headroom. I notice what I'm seeing on my camera and what hits the air are two different things. Tim says he went online, got a new one sent to me. Yes, that's what I did too, Tim. That's what I did too. They emailed it to me. Is there a register of who took hunter safety? Yeah, Josh, there is. Honestly, if you got a hunter safety certificate from the Michigan DNR, and you go to the DNR website, michigan.gov/DNR, go under the license tab, go under the certificates tab. Help me out, Craig. Put in your birth date, and there will be a list. It will show you a copy, not the actual copy. I think what they did is they took some intern and they had him or her spend the whole summer going through the old records and just putting them into the system. But yeah, they will email you a hunter safety certificate. I should probably show you mine. I don't want to take the time to bring it up. Jeff took his in 1975. I was a junior in high school in 1975. It is getting a little warm in here now. I'm going to turn my fan on just for a minute. I'll get rid of it for the sound here. Harbor Beach, Steve. How are things in Harbor Beach? Nice to have you along with us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Yeah, Josh, don't thank me, though. Thank Craig Plowman. He demand. Ed, that's a good question because I took boater safety class and got the certificate, but that was not listed there. So I don't know. Tim opted for the real mail copy because you're a virtual guy. And I know because you're a real world. You're a, let's see, not the virtual word. You're a real world guy. Michelle said she took hers 4 years ago and it wasn't on there, so they're not all there. Well, Michelle, 4 years ago, you should still have your copy. This is for old guys like me and your husband. Good question, Ed, on boater safety. I looked for mine, could not find it. The only thing I saw was my hunter safety. But I guess my captain's license supersedes my boating safety certificate from 40 years ago. You are correct, Mike. The new system has all the records now. Our hunter safety certificates no longer have serial numbers. Good to know, Cap. You like it when I call you Cap, don't you, Captain? It's kind of a good feeling, isn't it? It's kind of a big deal, isn't it? Yeah, actually it is. I admit to that. Although I haven't used mine in the past week. So I'm heading up the White River this weekend. I'm going to be hunting with my dart and crossbow. There is video of me. Yes, Brandon, available through the DNR website. Didn't cost anything. Oh, geez, John. John says, John being the young, smart aleck punk that he is, I got mine when I took it 10 years ago. So that was 11 years ago. Hello, Joe. Having you along with us tonight and this morning I feel especially blessed today. John's still in his wallet. Hey, Joe, let me show you something. Does this not make you happy? Does this gun right here not make Joe Llewellyn happy? Huh? This is my Brenton USA 350 Legend. I bring it up because when I get, that's freedom right there. Amen, brother. When I get back from White River, I am going to be spending some quality time with this gun right here. Quality time, getting to know it, breaking it in, sighting it in. I love that statement. That's freedom right there. That is freedom right there. What's on the upcoming? No, it's not Vortex Optics. It's Loophole. I did sight in with the broadheads. Well, I'm going to rephrase that. And I think you're very smart there, Greg. I did not use field points, but what I did use was the Rec Broadheads practice broadheads that fly just like the broadheads do. So that's what I used. What's on the show this week? No problem, Kevin. Mike Natkowski, outdoor writer and former fishing guide. Matt Taggett from Rec Broadheads is on. Dave Engel of Best Chance 2 Charters. Nick Green from MUCC. The Ask Avery question about getting a copy of your hunter safety certificate. Amy Trotter of MUCC. And wild game chef Dixie Dave Miner. Now, yes, I did have MUCC. I will have MUCC on the show twice this week. One of them is just kind of a fluff segment to talk about the 75th anniversary. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the man himself. Ron, I figured you'd still be out in the bush right now. And you've got to be bushed right now. You and the boys have to be just dead dog tired right now, Ron. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. He is the guy who I will be hunting with next week. I'm trying to figure it out, Ron, and I'll go back to my records. I think this is like the 14th year that I've come up there. I think I've been going up there as long as anybody. I was one of Pete Jones' first hunters. Ron got it done at 5. Good for you, Ron. And Ron, how many baits do you guys have going? How many baits? I'll bet you it's over 100. Rob says tick, 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 and Rob would know. He's right there in White River. We got some loyal viewers in White River. Rob, Cookie, Ron, Daryl. Joe says he got about 50 shots in today with his compound and crossbow. Good for you, Joe. Good for you. That way you'll have more confidence when a critter walks in front of you. No, an easy 64. Easy. Hey, Ron, are you putting me on the same 2 baits? I was thinking about that the other day. Do you have me on the same 2 baits that I've been hunting? And that's fine. I mean, I like those spots. I'm just curious. Just curious. I was thinking about that the other day. This Crystal Light is tasting especially good tonight. Must be because it's hot. The only thing that'll make this better is about 4 fingers of Maker's Mark. And again, after the show tonight, I don't know if it's called WNL 2.0 or Wednesday After Live. Not Wednesday Night Live, Wednesday After Live. Rob, you missed it. It's hump day. WNL 2 Wednesday After Live. Oh, to a special bait. I don't know how to take that. A special bait for a special person. Or a special bait on the edge of town like Nick had. Okay, Ron, I'll take it. Ron, I have the ultimate faith and trust in you and the boys and everybody else. Wherever you want to put me, I'm happy with it. WNL After Hour. I really liked WNL 2.0, but this Wednesday After Live, I'm leaning towards that. Was that you, John Callison? Because Wednesday Night Live is very well known now, right? Wednesday Night Live. Well, Wednesday After Live, I'm kind of liking it. Wednesday After Live. Actually, Maker's Mark needs to offer a Mike Avery tumbler and make me a deal. Actually, they do. It was you, John. You're going to get a special prize. Jerry says a special bear. The after party. I don't know. Joe, I'll be curious to see your pictures of what you're doing after party. Crossbow is all dialed in, Rob. Of course, well, Ron, let me ask you this. I actually have it dialed in for 15 yards because that's where I thought I was going to be. Should I extend my range a little bit, Ron St. Louis? Should I stretch it out a little bit? Because now's the time to let me know. It's not like I'm making a 60-yard whitetail shot. I know that. So, Ron, on this special bait, how far will I be? And do I have room to set up one of my Wraith 270 see-through ground blinds? Tim says, I missed something. Are we drinking later? Well, here's the deal, Tim. Yes, here's what you missed. Tonight, and I don't know if this will be a regular segment, but tonight, just for something fun, after the Wednesday Night Live, I'm going to do a post what I'm doing after Wednesday Night Live. And I guarantee it's going to be with a Cigar and Maker's Mark. So I'm asking you, my friends, if you are so inclined, if you, after I make my post, if you would also post what you are doing after Wednesday Night Live. Or, as I think we're now calling it, Wednesday After Live. He was here earlier, Rob. Someone told me that a cinnamon bear is just one that ate a ton of cinnamon pastries. You're exactly right, John. And a chocolate-colored bear is one that has eaten a lot of Hershey's candy. And a blonde bear is one that has been into the Miss Clairol. WNL over the hump. That's not a bad one either. All right, Ron, you got my curiosity, Ron. How far will I be sitting from the bait? And can I set up a Wraith? I'll bring my sticks, Rob. I can't handhold a crossbow to save my soul. Wouldn't that be something if you could save your soul by hand-holding a crossbow? Ron, I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting for you. John, you're getting tired of me. W and LPM. I'm liking Wednesday After Live. I really am, John Callison. I think that might be the ding, 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 ding. Come on, Ron. Don't leave me hanging here. Oh, by the way, so I do plan to do a behind the mic next Wednesday morning from White River. I will do that at 8:45 in the morning. He is letting me hang. Why don't you go there and cuff him upside the head, Rob? I doubt if I will be doing a Wednesday night live next Wednesday night because I'll probably be busy. Just tuning in. Want to let you 2 months since you saw Wednesday Night Live. Summer's busy. You guys probably covered it. We have, Jeremy. We have. And actually, I'll be honest with you. I am in favor of mandatory deer registration. Others, I'll turn my fan back off. Sorry. Other states have been doing it for a long, long, long time. I think it's, I think it's just appropriate that Michigan would. Hey, I talked to Lance about that, Jim. I said, Valentine, what are you doing going live when I'm live? He said, oops, sorry. He said, I forgot about that. He said he had a charter scheduled that canceled and he figured he'd just go live. What was he on the way home or getting ready to go home? He apologized. Head to head, the big guy and Lance. That would be one for live streaming history. Duplicate. Ron St. Louis. I guess Ron's gone. He just checked in. I will do some in the blind videos, Tim. Yeah, absolutely I will. I'm also, I've got some things that I'm working on. Some little mini projects, but I will. Yeah. Like I said, my goal is not necessarily to shoot a bear. If a good bear walks in, okay, Ron, how far will I be sitting from this new bait? And do I have room to put a Wraith 270 in there? Watch him tell me 65 yards. If it's 65 yards, I'm keeping the crossbow home and I'm bringing the Brenton. Actually, here's something that's a real crime. I've been told this, but I don't know for a fact, but I've been told by reputable people. You cannot bring an AR into Canada. Thank you, Trudeau. This gun is not allowed in Canada. The way things are going, we'll be lucky if this gun is still allowed in our country by the time they get done with us. I understand, Jeremy. Absolutely, I understand. What's the cost of the hunt in White River? Well, after Ron answers my question, he can answer your question, Patrick. A little ways back. Okay. So what should I be shooting at? 20, 25, 30? Because I want to be good to go. I know I'll give me a number. I like the spot, but give me a number. How far is the shot? I know, Jim, I know. But it looks like it could be dangerous in the hands, 20 to 30. Thank you, Ron. But it looks like it could be dangerous in the hands of a criminal, doesn't it? Okay, Ron, your next question. Bring your GPS. Somebody was asking how much your hunts are. 14? Jeremy says, in my opinion, anything that you're comfortable with shooting with regular archery equipment, you should be comfortable shooting with a crossbow. I agree. But keep in mind, I'm coming from a recurve where my longest shot was 20. Ron says 20. Okay. My longest shot was 20 yards. 20 yards is not a problem. I am dead dialed in at 20 yards. I do use a rangefinder. The only place I didn't use a rangefinder was when I was hunting with a recurve. Jim says any gun looks dangerous in the hands of a criminal. Well, another gun that I'm not allowed to bring into Canada, this gun right here. And don't get nervous. I'm not pointing it at my head. I'm pointing it off this way. I'm well behind it. Okay. I'm not pointing this at my head, but this gun I can't bring into Canada either. So tell me this, and I love my friends in Canada, but this gun is not allowed there, and this gun is not allowed there. Go figure. Well, I think that's been proven, hasn't it, Lee? 27 yards. All right. All right, my friends, it is time to wrap up this edition of Wednesday Night Live. And it's almost time to kick off our first edition of Wednesday After Live. John Callison, you're a genius. You're a genius. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to shut this all down. I'm going to get a couple things in order. And then in about 10 minutes, I'm going to post a picture of what I'm doing Wednesday After Live. And I would encourage you to post a picture of what you are doing Wednesday After Live in good taste. Because you know me, if it's not in good taste, I'll delete it. And if it's in really bad taste, I'll ban you. And I don't want to do that. John Callison, thanks for coming up with the Wednesday After Live. Ron St. Louis, I will see you in just a few days up there in White River. I will be posting updates from White River as much as I can. I won't be able to do much live after Wednesday Night Live Toast. Thank you, Ace. I won't be able to do much live. I will try to do a behind the mic next Wednesday morning, but I won't be able to check in routinely live. But I will be doing video updates from the Skin and Shack and from the field, and I will be posting those. I probably won't post them till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night when I get back into town out of the bush, but they'll be there. All right, my friends. Listen, it's been a real pleasure tonight. For some reason, this has just been an awful lot of fun. I appreciate you being along with me. My website is MikeAveryOutdoors.com. That's MikeAveryOutdoors.com. My email address is Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Use that address to send me a question, a comment, a criticism, your Ask Avery questions. and more. And thanks for joining me on this edition. Oh. What do we got to do? What do we got to do? Almost forgot. Almost forgot. This is how we now open and close the Wednesday Night Live segments. Thank you, my friends. Have a good night. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live.